forget to like, share, and subscribe. Today, we'll be sharing haunted and demonic places along the Appalachian Mountains. The Appalachian Mountains do not feel haunted because they are old. They feel haunted because something old is still awake inside them. Beneath the fog-choked ridges, rotting bridges, abandoned roads, cursed caves, forgotten asylums, and black forests, there are stories that were never meant to become legends. They were warnings. People have vanished into these mountains chasing strange lights, whispering spirits, pale creatures, and voices that sounded too human to be anything holy. Locals know better than to laugh at what moves after sunset, because in Appalachia, the darkness does not simply fall, it gathers. It waits in the trees. It follows your headlights. It stands barefoot on the roadside in a white dress, smiling like it already knows how you die. These haunted places are not harmless tourist stops. They are doors into something evil, demonic, and ancient, and anyone foolish enough to explore them alone may learn too late that some mountains do not echo screams. They keep them.
Let's get started with the Great Smoky Mountains, Tennessee and North Carolina. The Great Smoky Mountains are not just beautiful. They are ancient, heavy, and watching these ridges sit on land with deep Cherokee ancestral ties. Old settler roads, abandoned homesteads, and trails where the fog moves like something alive. Around Roaring Fork, people still whisper about Lucy, the barefoot girl in a white dress who appears to lonely men, asks for a ride, and then vanishes before they can understand what climbed into the car with them. That is why no one should wander these woods like they are just a scenic playground. The Smokies swallow sound, bend distance, and punish arrogance. The National Park Service warns that backcountry conditions can change fast with swollen streams, washed out bridges, down trees, and trail erosion. Go with a guide, stay on marked trails, tell someone your route, and never follow a voice into the trees after dark. In the Smokies, the forest does not always echo you back. Sometimes, it answers first. Next, the Bell Witch Cave, Adams, Tennessee. The Bell Witch Cave feels less like a tourist stop and more like a throat in the earth, waiting for someone foolish enough to crawl inside and speak. The legend says the Bell family was tormented beginning in 1817 by an invisible force that could speak, curse, threaten, and make a peaceful farm feel like a house built on top of hell itself. Whether you believe the spirit was a witch, a demon, a curse, or something older hiding in the limestone, the warning is the same. Do not treat this place like a joke. The official site offers guided cave and cabin tours, and guests must follow access rules and waivers for a reason.
A cave is dangerous even before the ghost story begins. Slick rock-tight passages, darkness, cold air, and panic can turn curiosity into a death trap. Go only with authorized guides. Do not sneak in. Do not take anything. And if something in the cave says your name from a place too narrow for a human body, keep walking toward the light.
The Ridges, Athens, Ohio. The Ridges does not need chains rattling in the hallway to be terrifying. Its history is already loud enough. Once the Athens Lunatic Asylum, the massive Kirkbride-style structure stands over Athens like a red brick memory of suffering, treatment, isolation, and people who were too often forgotten after death. Ohio University notes that the site began as the asylum about 150 years ago, and later became part of the university after the hospital closed. Nearby cemetery restoration efforts also acknowledge graves that fell into neglect, brush, damage, and anonymity. That is why this place should never be explored recklessly, especially not by thrill seekers trying to break into old buildings for a scare. The horror here is not just ghosts, it is disrespect, unstable spaces, restricted interiors, and the feeling that every numbered grave is waiting for someone to finally say their name. Visit through proper educational tours or approved public areas. Do not trespass. Do not mock the dead. At the Ridges, the silence feels institutional, like a locked ward still counting footsteps after midnight. Brown Mountain, North Carolina. Brown Mountain is the kind of place where the darkness plays with your eyes until your brain starts lying to survive. For over a century, witnesses have reported strange glowing lights, hovering near the ridges, appearing, drifting, vanishing, and returning as if something under the mountain is breathing fire through the cracks. The U.S. Geological Survey investigated the phenomenon and connected many observed lights to ordinary sources like trains, cars, and fires. Yet the legend refuses to die, because people keep seeing something they cannot comfortably explain. That is what makes Brown Mountain dangerous, not just the lights, but the urge to chase them. Do not leave overlooks, wander into rough terrain at night, or drive mountain roads half hypnotized by a glow in the distance. Use known viewing areas. Bring someone experienced and respect the land. The lights may be headlights, they may be folklore, but if one separates from the ridge and starts moving toward you, do not wait to prove science wrong. Poinsett Bridge, Greenville County, South Carolina. Poinsett Bridge looks like something built for the dead to cross before the living ever found it. Constructed in 1820 and believed to be one of the oldest surviving stone bridges in the Southeast. Its Gothic arch rises from the woods like the mouth of a ruined chapel. Local folklore claims shadowy figures, strange sounds, and restless spirits haunt the area. But the real danger is that people forget this is a historic preserve, not a playground for midnight dares. The South Carolina Department of Natural Resources lists preserve rules that restrict damaging, gathering, camping, vehicles, and other prohibited activities. The site has also required preservation work, so visitors should always check access status before going. Do not climb recklessly. Do not go alone in the dark. Do not treat old stones, slick creek banks, and isolated woods like a haunted house attraction. At Poinsett Bridge, the arch does not feel like architecture, it feels like a doorway. And the worst thing you can do is stand beneath it after sunset and ask who is there. Lastly, the Grafton Monster and Mothman, West Virginia. West Virginia's cryptid country is terrifying because it does not feel invented. It feels reported, repeated, and warned about. The Grafton Monster legend began with journalist Robert Cockrell's 1964 account of a huge, pale figure near Route 1 Lundine by the Tygart Valley River, described as 7 to 9 feet tall, seal-skinned, seemingly headless, and making a whistling sound. Then there is Point Pleasant, where the Mothman legend grew from eerie 1966 reports of a red-eyed winged figure and strange happenings around town. But the scariest part is not just the monster stories. It is where people go looking for them. The Point Pleasant TNT area is tied to the former West Virginia Ordnance Works, a World War II TNT production site where the EPA records contamination from TNT byproducts and asbestos, later added to the Superfund National Priorities list. Do not wander abandoned bunkers, remote roads, wetlands, or hunting areas at night, chasing glowing eyes. Go with locals, guides, maps, daylight, and permission, because in those woods, the legend is only half the danger. The other half is what you step into while staring at the sky. Thank you for your support. And thank you for tuning into the darkest horror stories of your life. Some of the stories are based on true events or experiences. Please do us a favor. If you could hit like, share this video, and subscribe to our channel. Never listen alone. And stay tuned for a new horrors and stories.